Konnichiwa, Minisan.
Hello, and welcome to Famicast 266, your Famicast for the early part of April 2024. I'm your host, Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by Ty Sugar.
Alan wa salam, my friend.
Yes, I was about to say the same to you. And we're also joined by JC.
Coming at you live. This is Famicast Radio here on YouTube. Unless you're listening on the podcast and it's not live. Hey, how's it going?
Yes. The gang's all here again.
Iron Man streak continues.
Yeah, Iron Man. Yes,
right.
Tony Stark over there. Yeah, so it's we're back.
Danny's just given up already. We all had a good Easter, right? I've got my Easter egg here, actually.
Okay.
Got one left over. I'll put it really near the camera to make it look ginormous. It's actually tiny. Mm-hmm. How was your Easter, guys? Did you even acknowledge it?
I never even know when Easter is anymore. Like,
it's weird. It's really weird, isn't it? They keep changing the day every year.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta keep the pagan moon rituals alive.
Right. You know? But I sent in my request to have it on Transsexual Awareness Day, and it was granted. So thank you, President Biden.
Joe Brandon, I can't believe you did that.
Damn, we're really doubling down on the pastels this time.
Yeah.
Rainbows for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like in the Animal Crossing games around the world, they're not allowed to call it Easter, right? They call it like Egg Day or something like that.
Yeah.
But in Japan, it's they just straight up say, yeah, it's Easter. They just call it Easter, you know.
Yeah. Because it has no meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Here. But like, yeah, I mean, they localizations in other countries, I got to be weird because I don't want to make anybody mad or whatever. So it's like, okay, whatever. So they find clever ways to do that with like all of the, holidays that might make somebody mad.
Pumpkin festival.
Yeah.
Happy Egg Day, festival. Everyone.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So like, no, like you said, well, like I was saying just a few minutes ago, it's like, man, being here, I don't even know when Easter usually is. I'm kind of unplugged from a lot of that stuff. Like watch Japanese news and like nobody's talking about Easter. You don't see Easter bunnies or crucifixes or.
I've got the perfect reply on Twitter when somebody asked me like, do Japanese people celebrate Easter? There was a picture in I think it was like an import store, maybe like Caldi or something like that, and there was a big sign that said, "What is Easter?" ? And I was like, well, there's your response. No one fucking knows.
Yep, exactly.
Well, at school, we did an egg hunt with the kids.
Oh, okay.
And they love it so much, they beg me to search for eggs like all year round now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like off work right now. So like I have no connection with the schools that I work at or anything. So it's like, yeah, Easter is usually never a time when I'm usually working, or it's like, yeah, there's not much to do or something like that.
I teach my students the real meaning of Easter. I take 3 days off and then come back to life on the third day.
Cool.
And just like pass out drunk and then just say, I came back to life.
Just like Gumby.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Santa. So
yes, we do have a comment in the comments. Obviously, Lemonade signing off here, and actually very good. Point that he's making here. This week is your last chance to play 3DS and Wii U online.
What's the threat?
I was just playing Federation Force with friends. Nice. I saw that.
Oh, it is a threat.
Okay. Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. So if you want to play 3DS and Wii U online, is like literally your last chance. So you better get on that.
Yeah. There's
you can play busted ass Guile in Super Street Fighter 4.
I was so good at. No, I wasn't. I'm not
you
good
walk up, flash kicks. Let's go.
Yeah. Use that touchscreen, baby.
Federation Farce. We have a Famicast episode called that. Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, Radio Free Nintendo called it exactly the same name. And I had to point out to James Jones, like, dude, we already have a podcast called that, and they had to quickly change it. That's hilarious.
Oh, you snooze, you lose.
Yep,
that's right. In your face, the James.
Yes. Well, yeah, got an exciting show for you guys today. Lots of cool games to talk about. We're going to talk about like the life. Well, up to this point, the life of retro games on Nintendo Switch Online. Kind of like what we think about the service overall, what we'd like to see come to it, like stuff like that. We're going to talk about that. A little bit of news. Then we got some anime trash. We got a sack of deals for you today too. A little bit of feedback and all that type of stuff. So, I guess without further ado, let's just go ahead and kick things off with new business. And would you mind kicking things off?
Ooh, me? Okay, yeah. So, we've been talking about Easter and, Trans Awareness Day. But there's another very special holiday you have overlooked. A wonderful holiday full of japes and tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm.
And I am, of course, referring to the holy days of Ramadan.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Damn. Why isn't my Arabic name showing up? Is it broken?
Yeah, well, it's only showing. It's not. Yeah, unfortunately, it's. Yeah,
all right.
Can't see, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, it's showing up on the bottom of the screen, but not on the top. It's weird.
Okay, interesting. So anyway, I've been fasting all day and feasting all night on video games.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes. So for real though, April Fool's Day, there were some pretty good pranks. You guys spot any?
No,
before I get into the ones I want to talk about.
I haven't. I'm not a huge fan of April Fools.
Well, let me tell you, most people are not good at comedy. Their idea of a prank is walking up to someone and telling them "fuck you."
Yeah, exactly. It's just a lot of the stuff I see. It's just like, okay, that's stupid, or it's like that's not even funny, or like that is not going to trick anybody. Or you see some that are like kind of good, and then it's just kind of like mean because it's like that would be cool. Oh, that is not fucking true. All
right. So I don't look at it like that. I look at it as a chance to inject a little surreality into someone's day.
Okay.
Like you ever see videos of zookeepers who are doing what do they call it? Like little enrichment activities for the animals, like when they feed a whole giant watermelon to a gator, and the gator is just like confused as fuck, like what did I just bite into? So that's what I'm doing now.
Okay.
So first up, as always, Dead by Daylight.
Mm-hmm.
They had a nice regular event where you could just get a lot of blood points with this little side game, all that stuff. And then like the day after that ended, March 31st, April 1st, they ran a trailer online called was it My Little Oni?
Okay.
So they showed this trailer where the Oni, the killer, the big samurai guy, is like 2 stories tall and stomping around. And these little quarter-sized survivors are running around and he just stomping them to death and shit. So everybody looked at this trailer like, okay, funny trailer, okay. And then they open the game and it's fucking real.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 2 days only. It might still be up as of recording, but it's wrapping up pretty soon.
Okay.
So yeah, you can just play this little mini game, this side game. You might remember they integrated a special event framework into the game where they have these random variations on the games that you can play. So you can play this funny little mini game where you try to repair generators and leave before this giant Oni stomps the shit out of you. And let me tell you, it's really funny and it's terrifying. I was laughing the whole time. You can see this dude from across the map and you hear his thunderous stomps as he comes to wreck your shit. So you hide behind a box and hope he doesn't spot you.
Is it an actual real player playing as the big Oni?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the rules are pretty much the same. You have 1 killer, 4 survivors. Survivors are too small to vault windows and stuff, so it's a bit more simplified.
Okay.
And you only have to repair 3 generators, and then the gates open by themselves. So it's really fast. It's really simple. Oh yeah, like the killer only has to down someone once to kill them.
Okay.
So it is fast, it is brutal, and it is tremendously funny.
Hmm.
So good prank. A plus effort.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Another in-game prank. Actually, it was like multiple things. Okay, Nikkei, the mobile game with the girls with the big boobs, and they twerk and shoot at robots.
I just know the name, but okay, yeah, yes, I know all of that.
Pretty
No,
good game.
but
Pretty
I'm
good game.
interested. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's free to play. Windows, Android, iOS, etc. So they do well. The game has only been out for like 2 years, so this is like their second April Fools. The last time they had like this funny little character, the girl that like talks through their menus and stuff. She just randomly became like a playable character.
Mm-hmm.
So this year they kind of did the same thing. They took like the most annoying non murder bimbo character they have and put her in the game, and it was really funny, I gotta say. Like, okay, this is kind of the same as last year. It's fun. And then you do some regular missions, and like all the character models have been replaced with like the little chibi 3D models. So it's like, okay, that's cute too. And then they just keep getting you. Like you do one of the daily side missions where you fight a boss, and like it just like after you click it, it's like it gotcha, and they make you do like the top-down Robotron game.
Ooh, cool.
The anniversary event instead. Yeah, so it's just like prank after prank after prank, and there's a whole funny story stuck in there too. It was pretty good. Very silly. Oh yeah, Lemonade played a little Nikkei. I don't know if he's stuck with it.
I definitely know Nikkei, he says.
Yes. Yeah, they're doing a crossover event now where you can get the ReZero girls, who you know from Anime Trash Bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say who you know from. Yes, I'm glad you put it from Anime Trash. Yes, that's the only place I think I know them from. Maybe James, I don't know.
Never heard of it.
All right. Okay, so those are the pranks I've seen in game so far. I don't know. Have you guys noticed anything?
No, like in game, no, and most of the stuff I play does not have.
Okay.
That. I don't even think I even played anything on actual April Fool's Day. I think I was just watching a documentary on Netflix about the Cold War and the bomb. But that was how exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Ty, I don't know if you knew there was a Pokemon one. The official Pokemon channel did. So there's this app called Pokemon Sleep. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Basically, just like a sleep tracker thing. And they actually did a Pokemon Sleep World Champion tournament. And they had this kind of fake trailer of like all these contestants kind of going into these little bedroom compartments, and it was like, like 3, 2, 1, sleep, and all these people just trying to sleep. It's like this guy's struggling to fall asleep, falling behind, setting up like it's some giant fucking gaming tournament. And it's just a stupid sleep track app. Yeah. I wasn't convinced it was a real thing for 1 second, but it was funny. It was cute.
That was pretty good. There was a fake trailer for a new Guilty Gear character. It was some goofy side character in the story.
Okay.
Not a real character. Capcom said they were putting Akuma in Street Fighter 6 on April 1st, but no, they didn't.
Okay.
He's still weeks off, but they did open the Monster Hunter Pass, so you can get a bunch of Monster Hunter cosmetics and stuff if you play Street Fighter 6 right now.
Okay.
Wasn't there like a Honkai Star Rail thing on Street Fighter 6? That was April Fool, right?
In Street Fighter 6? No, I don't think so.
It was April Fool. They just like tweeted.
Okay.
And it wasn't real at all.
Okay. I hadn't heard about that one.
Okay.
I guess the only one that really stuck out to me, there's a really cool, okay, bear with me. There's a really cool wrestling game that's coming out, UK based studio, I think. And they're kind of remaking basically those old, AKI games from the N64, like control wise and stuff like that. But on April Fools, they're like, yep, guys, we're changing course. We're changing it to Ultimate Pro Golf, and they had like artwork and stuff, up like that with the guys like on the golf course and stuff. I mean, obviously it was just a joke, but I thought that was kind of funny.
Ty, I've got the Honkai Star Rail thing. If you want to have a look.
Let's see it.
That little thing.
That thing. Okay. Cool. Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
That's what, who posted. Who posted that? Is that Honkai Star Rail?
Yeah, Honkai Star Rail.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think they actually did a fight. They didn't animate a fight. They just the character select screen. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's cool. I remember. Do you guys remember me talking about a fighting game years ago?
Yeah, I remember that.
Fighting Lair, Fighting EX Lair. It was it's a fighting game with the characters that were in the 3D Street Fighter EX games.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the original characters for that, and they dropped a trailer for it on April Fool's Day, and everyone thought it was fake. And it was a joke. The joke was that they're actually making the game.
I always forget about that Street Fighter EX game. I can't believe that was a real thing.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Well, the guy behind it had the foresight to keep the copyright on the original characters. So you can play as those weirdos. Who's in that game? I remember Cracker Jack and Skullomania.
Great names.
And D Dark. I remember those guys. So they're all in. It has the good net code.
It's not really video game related, but talking about that, things that people thought were April Fools that actually turned out to be real is I found out on April Fool's Day that Gmail was announced like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 20 on April Fool's Day, and people were like, haha, yeah, Google's having gonna have an email service, good one, haha. They said, no, it's real, it's a thing. Yeah. Don't release things on April 1st.
Yeah. Okay. Weird. I saw another thing. This must have been a joke because they said like, "Yep, Google purchased the rights of Gmail from Garfield Mail, which used to be called Gmail," and like that had to be fake. If that was real, though, that would be cool.
Garfield Mail. I love it.
True story. Yeah, fun. Yeah, I mean, Japan does. As we've seen, Japan likes a little bit of April Fools, and they can take it like really far. Sometimes they can do really professional shit. Which sometimes turns out to be real, other times not.
Nice.
Fake or real? The day, right, Ty?
Yeah, for real.
That's why it's Ty's favorite day.
That's why he likes it so much.
For real.
Ty literally invented the day. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, you're not allowed to celebrate April Fools unless you're actually a fool. It's like co-opting my identity.
Right.
Right. It's cultural appropriation.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Do we have any good ones from the history, from the past? Like there was a very famous one in the UK when I was growing up. It wasn't the official Nintendo magazine. I don't think they would do this, but I can't remember what magazine it was. But like, I mean, even the Americans might have heard about this one. This was like, do you remember the Mortal Kombat April Fool?
No.
So like the original Mortal Kombat 1 on Super Nintendo, Mega Drive. And so the Super Nintendo, the Mortal Kombat 1 didn't have blood in the Super Nintendo one. But the second one did, but the first one didn't. And they said they had this kind of really laborious, like step-by-step guide and like how to like unlock blood and also unlock reptile or something like that.
Yeah.
And it involved taping a 2p piece, which is like if you're in Japan, it's about the size of a 10 yen coin, and it's the same color, like
the size of a quarter for Americans, probably. Yeah.
Okay, that tape it to the top of your cartridge, and it's something like the magnetism will change the circuit board inside, and
Nice.
it'll connect two things together, and that will unlock Reptile and allow Blood to be played on the Super Nintendo version. And people actually did it, and like,
And it worked.
yeah, anyway, yeah.
Right.
And I just remember reading it at the time because I was young and impressionable. I was like, seriously? Like, because I didn't have Mortal Kombat 1. My friend is like, well, we have to try this. Like, but like before trying it, I was like, nah, this can't be real. This is something put me off. I don't know what it was. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good one. Very memorable one. Yeah.
I
So
like
was
it.
like, yeah, that was like, when was that? 20 years ago? 30 years ago. Jesus
30.
Christ.
Yep.
Do you guys by chance remember a long time ago, like Nintendo 64 days, a number of Nintendo websites, like a whole bunch of, basically all of them, put up the same story about how Nintendo was coming out with like a smell pack or something. Like you could attach it to your controller and you could smell effects in the games.
Oh, I did not. I don't think I saw that. One.
This one got a few people because like basically every site put it up.
Yeah.
I think every major site except IGN, maybe IGN did too. But that was actually Justin Nation, who you may remember as an OG. He was the mastermind behind that one.
Wow.
Nice.
And Justin Nation's still, active on the internet, he's doing like a lot of reviews of indie games on the Switch. Like he has over like 3,500 reviews. And
Yeah.
like YouTube, he's fucking grinding it, man. I respect the hell out of that. It's crazy.
He reviews every indie game?
Kind of in very
Jesus
like
Christ.
kind of short kind of
Yeah.
fashion and stuff like that. But no, man, it's if you want to know about an indie game, you check out his stuff. And I think it's just Nindies. I don't remember. God, I can't remember his username off the top of my head.
Nindy Spotlight, is it? Maybe?
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Check that out if you're into indies and you don't know about it.
Yeah, I wonder if it was on Blue Sky.
I think he is.
Oh, word! I should follow him. I have him on Facebook.
Whoa.
Never heard of it.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
So I think that wraps up April Fool's stuff, possibly.
Okay.
And my segment. So yeah, who's next?
That would be James. James, how about you go ahead and take over?
Sure. So I'm kind of doing a tie in a way. I'm going to talk about a game that is on Nintendo console, but I didn't play it on a Nintendo console. Nothing wrong with that. So this is we just found out just before recording. It's a Switch. Well, it's a console exclusive to Switch. It's also on Steam, and it is SteamWorld. No, not SteamWorld Dig. It's Shovel Knight Dig.
No.
Easy mistake to make because they are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of SteamWorld Dig, and a big fan of Shovel Knight. So yeah, combining those two things together, what could go wrong?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that's different about Shovel Knight Dig to SteamWorld Dig is that SteamWorld Dig is, the randomness in SteamWorld is just like maybe kind of item placement, enemy placement, things like that. But I think in general, the world is designed. It's one thing. And obviously Shovel Knight, the platform game is, beautifully designed, pixel platformer and, amazing game. But this is kind of somewhere in between. So this is a randomly generated Shovel Knight Dig. The Shovel Knight Dig is randomly generated. So it's like, it has the character sprites are literally taken from Shovel Knight. Mm-hmm. It's exactly the same. I'm not sure if all of the enemies, but a lot of the enemies I've seen in Shovel Knight. Mm-hmm. And it has some boss characters. Not all of the bosses from Shovel Knight are in here, but some of them are. And, just the art style, the look, everything is very, very authentically Shovel Knight. But there's a lot of original stuff as well. It's not one for one. There's lots of new stuff that's not in Shovel Knight. But it is different every time you play it. So, like, it has like four parts to it, like four level stages, I guess you could call it, as you dig down.
It's kind of like if you're watching the video version, kind of like it kind of just zooms up from here, 4 different distinct kind of colored areas.
Yeah. So the goal is to get to the obviously the fourth and last layer, and defeat the boss, and then you win. But that is very, very hard to do. I have not done that yet. It's incredibly difficult. So, I forgot to mention. Now I'm playing this. I'm not playing on Switch. I'm playing it on Apple Arcade. So I'm playing it on my Apple TV box with a Switch Pro controller, which I think I mentioned that in previous episodes. You can just sync a Nintendo controller very easily to an Apple TV now. So it's very, very easy to do, and Xbox and PlayStation.
Right.
Yeah. All the consoles you can play whatever controller you like. And I'm playing this for free because I got 3 months of arcade free. So I'm not not paying for this at all. But this was one of the first games I went towards because I'm obviously looking for real games.
Sure.
Because on Apple Arcade, there's a lot of kind of smartphone crap that I'm not interested in.
Right.
But there are some genuine proper like console games there, and this was one of them. So it's incredibly difficult. You will be replaying it several times. It has the same system, like when you die, you can go back and pick up your loot where you died. And you will be dying a lot, and you will be replaying it a lot. And you keep some of your money and stuff like that. It's not. I think, to be honest, I do prefer SteamWorld Dig, especially SteamWorld Dig 2, which I think is it's a masterpiece. Like the level design in that game is amazing, and it's got the bosses, it's got the beautiful pixel art, and it's designed. There's a clear path through the game. I think I prefer that to randomly generated stuff. So, because even though Shovel Knight Dig looks so good, beautiful, and all the time I'm playing it, I'm thinking, man, I wish this was just like the level design of Shovel Knight. SteamWorld. I'm sorry. The level design. I want the level design of SteamWorld, but I want it to look like Shovel Knight. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And this game isn't that. But I mean, it's obviously it's a roguelike game. You're dying, you're repeating. It's randomly generated every time, so it is a roguelike game. If you like that kind of thing, and you're a huge fan of Shovel Knight, you're probably gonna just like it anyway. But if you're like me, who's a big fan of the SteamWorld games and likes that kind of design, then you might be, I don't know, a little bit disappointed by this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's just because I built it up so much in my head because, such a big Shovel Knight fan.
Sure.
That it wasn't quite what I wanted. It's wow, it's so close to being amazing, but it's not quite there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting too, because with SteamWorld Dig 1, I mean, there is some combat in the game, but the focus of that game, at least the first one, is not combat, because combat in that game actually kind of sucks. Right. It's just about exploring and digging down deeper and all that type of stuff. Whereas I know you played the hell out of the second one, and there's more combat in that too, right?
Yeah, the bosses are a little bit more boss-like as well. I think there's only one boss in SteamWorld Dig. I think it's just the end boss, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some smaller guys you have to fight and stuff like that, but it's nothing too big. But yeah, I always just felt in that game it was just clunky, and I did not like it. But yeah, obviously Shovel Knight, that game is all about beating guys up and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm glad that there's something like this exists. I'm usually not too keen on procedurally generated stuff. Yeah. I mean, the first time I ever heard of the concept, probably about 10 years ago, I think on Radio for Nintendo, they were talking about. Yeah.
On paper, it's amazing, right? It's different every time.
Whoa, that's awesome. It's literally going to be different every time. But then, I don't know, there's something can be said about games that are deliberately designed for a path for you to go or something like that. Options that are made by, humans.
Yeah, I mean, if you're if you want something different every time, I'd rather go the Mario Maker route and actually just have people design their own stages, so it's different every time. So if you want like infinite Mario stages, Mario Maker is the place to go because there's, I mean, well, it's kind of interesting timing talking about that because the Wii U is about to go offline.
Right.
But oh yeah, there is some news with that actually. They beat all of the Mario Maker 1 stages.
Who are they?
The community. There
Okay.
there isn't a single uncompleted stage in Mario Maker 1.
Wow. Okay.
Because Nintendo stopped uploads. Danny might know this, like last year or something like that.
Something like that. Sure. Lemonade.
Yes.
You might even know. He's
Yeah. So at some point they said, okay, no more uploads. You can play online, you can download stuff, you can make stuff, but no more uploading your stages. So, and then the community said, okay, we have to beat every single stage before they take it offline, and they did. And there is some absolute, killer stages in Mario Maker, like the ones that are just ridiculous, right? People, the professionals who design stages that cannot be beaten, but nope, they beat every single one.
Wow.
So yeah, good job, guys.
Don't you have to beat your own stage to upload it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's at least that doesn't count as a community complete though, right? That's like your own one is your own one, but then you give it to the community and say, okay, beat my stage. So yeah, and they did. Everyone did.
Ty, with procedurally generated games, like how do you feel about that type of stuff, man? Are you against it? Not against, like for it? Don't really care.
Procedurally generated?
Yeah.
Or do you mean
randomly generated?
Random generated.
Yeah.
Oh,
not like Mario Maker, more like the Shovel Knight Dig, like what James is talking about.
Yeah, they're fun enough. I'm a big fan of Necrodancer. That's just a pretty straightforward roguelike.
Okay.
Well, other than the constant rhythm and stuff, but yeah.
Okay. Well,
well, they've got better, Danny. Like in the past, like it used to be like every block was random, right? But then as we progress, like I think they realized, that's not fun. If it's like just bullshit every single time, or sometimes doesn't work. Yeah. But like more modern procedurally generated stuff, they usually kind of blocks. Like there's a designed piece. And then those designed pieces are randomly put together, if you know what I mean. So it's like chunks, and that's what that Shovel Knight Dig is like. That there are parts that repeat. You're like, okay, I know that platform bit and that block I've seen before, but and the previous run it was in a different place and it was a different color, but you recognize it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I think Meat Boy was like that, Ty? Like the third second Meat Boy was like that, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So it's like, crafted parts of the stages, but they're randomly put together.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Maybe some of the games I'd played in the past are procedurally generated. Maybe they just soured me because they sucked. I did play some good ones, some of them that I liked. And I'm not like the hugest fan of like roguelikes or roguelites. Some of them I can enjoy, usually the lights, more than the more hardcore stuff. Just I'm looking to kind of like relax if I'm playing a game usually. I mean, yeah, Ty's we all have different tastes here. I mean, that's for sure. Ty likes a good challenge. For me, it depends on the day. James, you kind of like a mix of both. I don't know, man, but
I mean, if it depends on the game, that's definitely like if it's a really good game and I really get into it, I'll play the hardest games and not give up until I beat it. Like something like my God, Valaris.
Oh, Valfaris.
Valfaris, yeah. I mean that game is fucking balls hard, but I loved it and I did not give up until I beat that game.
Sure.
Well, Meat Boy is the same thing as well. So it's funny, like Daniel, the game that I just finished talking about in the last couple of episodes, the the Splatoon DLC. Which I beat completely now. I beat it with every single weapon now, by the way. Like that is, there's a certain randomness to it, but like it's just, preset stages that with random things put on it. It's not really, something like that you're okay with, right? Like,
yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
So you don't want the enemies coming in exactly the same way every single time, like, changing things like that. But yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah. So there's one more game. I'm not going to talk about it now, but the other kind of console-like game that I played on Apple Arcade was the Pocket Card Jockey. Which was like a 3DS game, right?
Yep.
But then for some reason it's like exclusive to Apple Arcade. It's like really fucking weird.
The original version, because like there's that new version.
Oh, it's on 3D. Yeah, the new version was made for Apple Arcade. I'm not sure if they put it on other systems now.
Switch.
It is on Switch.
Yep. At the last Nintendo Direct in February, they talked about.
Oh, that. Right. Wait, is that another kind of Nintendo, like console exclusive for Nintendo?
I would probably say so.
That's weird.
That's what it kind of seems, because it's a handheld game, right? And maybe they're just kind of going with that. The developer said this is a handheld game. Maybe you can obviously play this on Xbox. You can play this on PlayStation, but
you can. Okay.
No, like if they made it for it, you could. You know what I'm saying? But like, But because
no one would play it.
Of it, they're saying like, let's just keep this to handle. Maybe that's like they're thinking with it. But yeah, man, like holy moly, like the original Pocket Card Jockey, that came out here in 2013. I picked it up like right when it came out. Talked about it on the show way back then, and
wow,
yeah,
that on the Famicast.
Yeah, on the Famicast.
Yeah. I mean, they've definitely up-resed it. Made it like look nice and pretty and everything. It's cool. I enjoyed it, but yeah, I'm not going to talk about it now. But
okay.
But there you go.
Okay.
Next.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and close out the new business here. So I've been playing
Star Wars Baseball.
I know last week. Holy crap! Like between the last podcast and now, I made like 4 videos, like scripted with scripts and all sorts of stuff. That took a lot of time. Part of it was like, I was working still and staying up late every night making all this stuff. Cause like, when it comes to like trying to compete on YouTube, it's all about timing with a lot of things. So it's like, okay, if you want somebody to notice your video, you got to get this shit done. So I did it. But I've been kind of taking a bit of a break from some of those things. And I decided to go into the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy library, because in the last episode I talked about this, but there was a game in there that came out a couple weeks ago that I really liked, and that is Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color. So I just went ahead and just kind of dug in on that. And the cool thing about that one is that, it's obviously it's a tennis game, pretty simple, 2-button tennis game, but there's like an RPG type of a mode mixed in with it too. It's not something that you have to do, because there are some mini games and stuff that you can do as well. The mini games themselves are actually quite fun. I have a couple of video clips here of some of that stuff. And also too, actually another thing I didn't even realize, I was looking at some old ass Japanese commercial, but this game linked up with the Game Boy, or with the N64. So your created characters that you have in this game, you could like use in the N64 version, like in 3D and stuff. So that would have been kind of cool. But for these mini games, it's just like, you're hitting the ball, doing different things. Like there's this one with Luigi, you're hitting stars, usually just trying to get high scores. And by getting high scores, you can unlock like courts, you can unlock characters to play as an exhibition and multiplayer and stuff like that. Very basic, but even though it is basic, there's a lot of nuance to the controls. Because with the control pad or joystick, however you're playing it, you control where the ball goes. And obviously, if you're moving, like let's say you're going to the left to try to catch a ball before it before it gets out of your range, if you do that, you're still holding left, the ball's going to be going to the left. But if you're properly set and you hit like to the right and like up, it'll go to like the opposite side of the court, like towards the back of the court and stuff like that. So it's really, you got to kind of set yourself up to make some good shots and stuff like that. So I like this. It's kind of like a no-nonsense Nintendo sports game. And I'm always disappointed, because these days Nintendo always adds some kind of weird, goofy thing to their sports games. Some really crazy power-ups and stuff like that. I know some people like that. And I'm more of like a simulation style sports guy. And in terms of simulation style sports for like essentially 8-bit, with a Game Boy Color, I think this game absolutely nails that. And yeah, like I said, there is an RPG mode in the game as well. You can play as either a boy or a girl. And like the story is, it's not like too deep or anything, but essentially you start at like this academy, and you're trying to work your way up the ranks. You start off as like the bottom of like the junior league, and then you're trying to get through like these different leagues and stuff like that by playing other characters, and just facing other people and stuff like that. There's training that you can do as well, and there's also like a leveling up progression system too. Even doing the training sessions actually gives you experience points so that you can actually build up things like, power, speed, spin, how the top spin in the ball and stuff like that. So it really does behoove you to do training and stuff like that, because you're going to need it like when you get up to the higher levels and stuff like that, because some of the characters are just like really good. The first few matches you do, it's not too hard really, but yeah, it does get more and more difficult over time. But
who's this guy? Is that your character?
Your character is the red guy. Like if you're a boy, he's like red. It's kind of weird. But the guy down below is a computer.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought like, why is your character so like is ginormous?
It's kind of funny how some of the, not really a caricature, but kind of funny looking characters that you face.
Oh, nice.
Stuff like
that. Also, you fight like angry fat men or like sexy women or something like that. They change it up.
Exactly. You fight boys, girls, and stuff like that both. And I really like how the transition from like the graphics when you're going over the overworld, it's very much like Pokemon style, but when you're actually playing the tennis matches themselves, it's like, man, these sprites are pretty detailed. There's a lot of animation. The ball going around is going pretty smooth as well. Like, it's really cool.
It's very slick, isn't it? The animation, very smooth. Yeah. For a Game Boy Color, right?
Yeah, exactly. Game Boy Color. So I was kind of shocked because, again, I think it was might have been 2013 or 2012. I picked this up on 3DS, and I might have talked about it on the show. So, yeah, I really liked it back then, but I didn't pick it up when it originally came out.
800 yen, well spent.
Yeah.
500 yen?
I think it was like 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't pick this game up back in the day when it originally came out because I think it was a 2001 release. And thinking of 2001, I mean, the Game Boy Advance was coming out. GameCube was coming out later in the year. So I picked up the Game Boy Advance at launch. So I made sure to save up money for that and for games for that too. So at that point, I was thinking like, why do I want to play some stupid Game Boy Color game? You know what I mean? Like there's like that kind of thinking.
You said this syncs with the N64 game.
Yeah. So it
with
might have been
the Game Boy Pack thing.
Yeah, it might have been a 2000 release. But
that's weird, isn't it? Because the Game Boy Advance also syncs with the N64, but maybe not Golf. I don't know.
Yeah, it's it. Well, again, the listing for North America is at least 2001. Europe, who knows? Japan, probably about the same. But this, I would imagine, this is probably early 2001. Because
there was a tennis game on Game Boy Advance as well.
Later, yeah.
But I don't remember if that one had like the RPG mode. I mean, this one was developed by Camelot. They also did the Mario Tennis game on the Game Boy Color. I think same kind of deal, like RPG type of mode and stuff as well. But yeah, I think this one you can see I'm gonna face up against. No, it's just some other idiot's guy. But no, there's, like I said, there's really different looking characters that you face off against and stuff too. So yeah, it's been kind of a good change of pace from Star Wars baseball and Macross and stuff like that. So yeah,
according to Wikipedia, Mario Power Tour on the Game Boy Advance, unlike its predecessor, features connectivity to its console counterpart on the N64.
N64? Game Boy Advance N64?
That's weird.
Really?
How does that work?
Yeah, are you sure? Not GameCube?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
You're right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Is that one by Camelot too, James?
Oh, let's see. Camelot software planning. Yes.
Okay.
Released. Well, the Game Boy Advance one was September 2005 in Japan.
Damn. Okay, that's quite late.
Yeah.
Damn. That's The DS
December 2005 in America and November in Europe.
DS was already out. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, so I again, like I do like some of the type of games that Nintendo has put on the retro service. So this is one of the ones I definitely wanted to try out. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and lean into our feature, which is all about Nintendo Switch Online. And it's kind of hard to believe, but the Nintendo Switch Online retro offerings are nearly 6 years old. The first time the retro stuff came out on the Switch was in 2018, like in September-ish or something like that. James and I, holy moly, man, like we played a lot of those games, at least like short increments, short bursts together, usually 10 to 15 minute videos.
Right.
I'm trying to remember how many videos we have on those playlists, but yeah.
Should we bring up the playlist?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was good times, man.
Yeah. So
was it only Famicom? But I think we did one NES. I think, right?
Yeah, because like one of them was like an exclusive to Star Tropics, I think it was at the time, and yeah, and Lemonade too. Just while James is pulling that up, how is the Switch this old already? Yeah, it really doesn't seem like it was really that long ago, but it's just an age thing, I guess. But yeah, so James and I, we did play a lot of the Famicom library. Some stuff that was exclusive to Japan as well. So, and a lot of you guys, I know some of you guys out there watch that. It was fun. Like that's where James got to try out Joy Mech Fight for the first time, which is awesome. And we played that.
Oh yeah,
we did Fire Emblem, like the original Fire Emblem.
Are these in chronological order?
YouTube playlists are weird sometimes.
March 1st, 2019 is the oldest one.
No.
This October 2018.
Yeah, the first one we did was tennis.
So the top one is the oldest one?
No, it just depends on how it's listed. Sometimes it's listed that way, sometimes it's not.
Okay.
Might be a filter, but
I'll just start at the bottom then.
Yeah.
So
we don't have to take every
we'd have to list them. Yeah, I'll just scroll through these while you're talking.
Yeah. So, and speaking of just retro stuff in general, as of right now, for the Famicom and NES, there are 88 games that have been released on the Switch in North America, Europe, and Australia, 90 in Japan. Some of them are different and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there are quite a few games out there. And actually, James, I do have like a video that I could run now to show. But no, seriously, you guys should check out that playlist that me and James put together years ago. Good times for sure. But yeah, Super Nintendo's obviously on there as well. Hold on just a second.
I'm just lolling at my descriptions of these games. It's pretty funny, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, but when it comes to Super Nintendo games, Super Famicom games, there were 67 released in the West and then 62 in Japan. N64, 30 in the West, 29 in Japan. Game Boy Color, 20 in the West, 21 in Japan. GBA, 17 in the West, 15 in Japan. Mega Drive or Genesis, there are 44 games in both regions. There's only like one difference or something like that, but they kind of offset in terms of the numbers. So now I'm a pretty big like retro game fan, so it's always kind of cool to be able to play all of this stuff on one platform. And Ty, I know we can already do that. It's called the PC and emulation. I know.
Yep,
and even Steam Deck and stuff like that these days. I know you can do that too. But I guess as of right now, what do you guys think of the available library? I mean, do you think it's lacking? Do you think are there some big holes in it that you would like to see, have some games released on there? Like, what do you guys think?
Exclusive. We're just talking about NES at the moment, or
Anything.
everything?
So, and then just to note too, I think everybody knows, N64, Genesis, Game Boy Advance, Mega Drive, excuse me. Those are for the Nintendo 64, for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack service where you have to pay extra.
Right.
Anyways, but of any of the retro offerings that Nintendo has had, I mean, do you think it's lacking? What would you like to see?
I think they've done a lot more than I could ever have hoped for, to be honest. Like after going through, the Wii and the Wii U, there were games that they didn't end up releasing for whatever reason.
Sure.
And the Wii U was, I mean, it had a lot of consoles, but not as many as the Wii. It got worse, and then they had that system where you had to pay extra if you wanted to transfer it over.
Right.
Which is, just absolutely ridiculous. But with this one, it's like, no, you just pay one subscription and you get, all the consoles. Mm-hmm. And you can play them all online as well. Mm-hmm. And that's something I didn't think they would do. Mm-hmm. If you look on Nintendo World Report, I actually wrote, I forgot what the name of it was. Like, I think it was a blog or a feature where I was kind of writing what I wanted Nintendo to do with their virtual console stuff. Mm-hmm. And I described an online system where it's pretty much what this is, like how the second player would be like a virtual controller that could be played by anyone over the internet. Mm-hmm. I kind of predicted / hoped that for that, like, probably about like 10 years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So to actually see that come to light, I was like, wow, they actually did it. And like when the Game Boy Advance came out and they had like, the 4-player, like the link cable games, so 4-player and, N64 games, you can just play 4-player online.
Right.
Like, those are all things I never thought Nintendo would do.
Sure.
And, back when we were playing in game night and we're playing like GoldenEye, like online, it's like, wow, I never thought this day would come, but it did.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we've had some experiences with the online connecting to people all over the world. And, I get it. That's kind of part of how that goes for some companies. Ty would probably like to tell us otherwise. But like Ty, speaking of like online connectivity and stuff like that, what do you think? I mean, what does Nintendo need to do to make that better? Worldwide.
I think you know the answer to this already.
I think I do too, but
roll back net code.
Okay.
It's so simple, like especially for like old NES and Super Nintendo games. Like you can put the entire game state in like a couple packets and send it back and forth in like simulate it for roll it back, whatever.
Sure.
You can read up on how rollback netcode works on your own time, but
right, exactly.
Holy shit! Like imagine making Dr. Mario 64 fucking unplayable online.
Yeah, well, they did it.
they did it somehow.
Yeah. Lemonade has a comment here too, and he says, "I much prefer the subscription over buying games individually, like old Virtual Console." Okay, that's interesting. Usually, you don't hear a lot of people saying that because a lot of people, it's kind of weird because people bitched about the Virtual Console back in the day. It's too expensive. Yeah. There's not enough games and stuff. And it's like some of these are valid criticisms, and I understand that. And then the criticism today is like, well, you have access to these games via subscription service, but you don't own them. It's like, well, yeah, that's true.
Well, I think Nintendo are doing the kind of paying extra to get more stuff by having the expansion pass thing.
Oh yeah,
it's like you get NES, Super NES, and Game Boy for part of the basic thing, right?
Yeah, for the base.
But like you want like Nintendo 64, the classic, rare games and everything. Yeah, well, you have to pay for the expansion pass.
Right.
So you pay a little bit more to get, a little bit more. It kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I liked the Virtual Console back in the day. I definitely bought way too many games on that system, on the Wii and 3DS. But part of it with that too, I was able to play a lot of games that I never would have had access to back in the day because I didn't have something like a TurboGrafx. I wasn't freaking rich, so I couldn't buy every single game that came out. But by the time the Wii was out, I was like, first I was in university, and then I started working, and you have money and you're like, okay, I can like buy stuff now. I'm an adult. You know what I mean? So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a strange mentality, isn't it? When you have to buy things individually, you're more likely to play those and complete them, right? Because you spend actual money for it.
Yep.
Like, if you do the, Ty's way, the PC and just download all 8,000 ROMs into a folder on your PC, are you actually going to play any of those games, or are you just going to kind of browse through them and say, cool, and then just like maybe play a couple that you knew from your childhood, and that's it, right? So like this is kind of like somewhere in the middle where it's like, it's a selection of like, a mixture of the best games, and with the third party stuff, it's just like, well, whatever we could get, right?
Right.
Because, there are most of the third parties do their own collections.
Right.
Which you have to pay for, like a full package, right?
Right.
So like, there is the risk, like, the reason why, I think like Game Pass is not really for me is like, oh yeah, it's cool having like 100 games that you can play every month, but like how many of those do you actually play? And then you get people like, well, Danny's an example, like literally like, well, I'm not really playing much, so like maybe I just won't subscribe this month, like I do hear people say those kind of things.
Sure.
You have Ty on one end of the spectrum where it's like, it'll only be cancelled when we're lowering Ty into the grave.
Wow.
Right.
Right.
Let's speak about Ty like he's not here. It's like Ty is a power user, obviously.
Right.
No, they can keep billing my estate.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't just do this with game stuff. Like, I don't subscribe to Netflix right now because there's nothing on Netflix that I want to watch. When Stranger Things Series 5 comes out, I will subscribe to Netflix again because there's something I want to watch. It's like I'm selective with like what I pay for.
Okay.
So like if it's like a decent price and the stuff I want to play, then I'll pay. But if there's there's just a whole mash of stuff that I'm just not interested, then I won't subscribe.
I'm like almost the opposite in that sense because, well, first of all, for the Nintendo Switch stuff, it's like, well, I want to have access to this stuff because we do a freaking podcast about this. We have a website, videos and stuff like that. So there's that aspect of it. So for me, it's just interesting just to be able to keep up on everything. But when it comes to like Game Pass or even like game streaming stuff like that too, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. I mean, yeah, whoa, my life is so hard. I'm not trying to get to that, but there's so much stuff grabbing for your attention, so it is kind of hard to try to think about, okay, what am I going to play today? What am I going to watch today? There's so much more stuff grabbing for your attention, and because you didn't throw down money for things individually, I think it makes it a little bit harder to choose. Maybe it's just some kind of like a mental block type of a deal. I don't know, but
yeah. For me, like something like Game Pass, for example, it's like it's paying money to have a backlog of games I'm never going to play.
Fair enough.
Do you want 100 BTU games that you don't really like? Giant Game Pass.
Yeah,
And it's like
there's some good stuff on there though. I won't. It's not all B tier. There is some really good like AAA quality, good games on there. But no, I get it, man. Yeah.
And the Nintendo Online is like it's cheaper than Game Pass, but you don't get as much stuff, right? It's just mainly just retro games, right? So
right. And then maybe a game trial.
Yeah, maybe a game trial, yeah. And that's enough for me. That really is enough for me. That's round about how much I can handle and have the attention span for.
Sure. Lemonade says something similar. Says, I don't use Game Pass because I already have more than enough games to play. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. that is, yeah. If you'll have games that you want to buy.
Yeah.
And then you just buy them. Do you really need to have, all of these games that you're never going to play?
All right. Yeah. There's something I want to point out about the Nintendo Switch Online stuff.
Sure.
Is that, the games are on the service, but there is no option to buy them.
Yeah.
Right?
Nope.
So, like, you're never actually going to own GoldenEye on Switch. Like, whenever they take it down or the service goes down, it's gone. It's donezo.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So that's the thing I like about Game Pass is not only do you like get to play the game, but you can also buy it at a discount.
Yeah.
if you're a Game Pass member, which is a very nice thing.
Yeah. And like, I remember you mentioned that a while ago, and I didn't even think about it like that. Because I mean, yeah, I would always see the deals like, oh, you can buy this for this. Like, why the hell would I do that? But like, no, because stuff's shifted out of Game Pass all the time. And
Yeah.
sometimes like, well, I liked that game. I want to be able
Yeah.
to play this. It makes sense.
And you know, people like to own things, especially gamer types. You know, I mean, I see your room, Danny. Like,
yeah.
I know where you get your endorphins.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so like you remember like some of my favorite games I've talked about over the years, like State of Decay 2, Streets of Rage 4. I played those like on Game Pass, but then like, you know, I bought them somewhere along the way
Sure.
because they offered me a fat discount as well. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, you know, with the Switch game trials thing, though, I mean, that's really iffy because sometimes the games that are on offer are great, sometimes they're not. But during like a certain period of time, not like infinitely, but during the game trial period, plus like a couple weeks after that, there is like usually a sale where you can buy the game and or related DLC at some kind of a pretty decent discount, which is kind of nice. It's obviously not the same because like this, what Ty's talking about is like opening up some kind of discount to the entire library of potential games to pass stuff, and which now that includes first party Microsoft stuff as well. Well,
yeah,
for better or worse. I mean, I will say, like, dude, I'm excited about the Indiana Jones game coming out later this year on Xbox.
Yeah,
by the
and
way.
I think that also includes like all the Blizzard stuff that's on console now. So like
Sure.
Diablo 4 is on there now.
Right. Yeah.
So back to retro games.
Sorry.
So to answer your question, I think all of the N64 games. I mean, I think Banjo-Tooie would be something I would want because I never had that back in the day. I would like to try that out with my fancy Nintendo 64 controller.
Sure.
Maybe Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah.
You know, playing games like that had bad frame rates, now having good frame rates, that's cool.
Yeah.
Playing it with the authentic controller, that's cool. I know you have to pay for that, but pay extra for that, but that's cool. You know, because I pay for the service just for the online because I want to play Splatoon online. So like all this retro stuff is just a nice bonus.
Sure.
Like, you know, I can just open up the Super Nintendo app and there's all the games that I had when I was younger. You know, well, pretty much, yeah. They don't have Jimmy Connor's tennis, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, third-party stuff is always going to be a tricky thing, right? Like, we were talking about, you know, like Ty's talking about, you know, not being able to buy stuff. You know, if they had an option to buy stuff, like maybe they had like a third-party store where you could buy third-party games that, you know, require a license and you have to pay for the license, you know, that would make sense. But like, you know, like the Turtles, like, for example, I had Turtles Tournament Fighters, but if I wanted that, I would have to buy the Turtles collection, right?
Right.
Whatever it's called. Cowabunga collection?
I think so, yeah.
You know, so there are ways around it. And I think that's what it's going to be from now on. It's going to be, yeah, just first-party stuff or sometimes second-party stuff.
Sure.
If Nintendo can make deals.
Yeah.
What's the one company that allows their games on? Is it like Sunsoft or something?
City Connect is
City
the name
Connect,
of the company,
yeah.
which is like, it wasn't a company, but now it is.
But like Konami, no, Capcom.
Konami, kind of. Capcom.
Wait, there is one Street Fighter. Oh, it's on the Mega Drive one, right? The Mega Drive Street Fighter is on.
So, and then there's like there's the Game Boy,
the worst one,
the OG Game Boy Castlevania Legends or whatever that came out last year right around Halloween. Like some weird stuff from some third parties, yes. And then stuff like
nobody wants to play that.
Yeah, NES is kind of weird. Like the NES Online stuff, there's a handful of kind of like weird third party stuff. Same with Super Nintendo as well. For the N64 service, honestly, I'd like to see more oddball third party things. Obviously, you know, I would love to see some of my favorite like sports games on the system, but that's not going to happen with the licensing. That's just, those games are gone. Like the only way to play those is through emulation or with the original cart, and that sucks. But I'd like to see some third-party games that I didn't get to try out back in the day, like, you know, like Tonic Trouble or something on the N64. You know, Ubisoft was creating the game around the same time they were making Rayman 4. great job, guys, to like bury your game, competing against one of your other games. But like, I remember always seeing that as a kid and thinking like, I want to try that out. Iggy's Wrecking Balls, like some of this stuff, it's like, you know, Acclaim, some of those companies that are just like gone now. It's like, who owns the rights to some of these games and stuff like that? I don't know. Somebody knows, but I'd like to see like more of that type of stuff, especially in the N64. And I think what I liked about the N64 era is that it's developers trying new things in 3D to varying degrees of success. And it's kind of cool to see how that, like how development changed throughout that generation, because things were very basic and kind of bad at the beginning, but then, you know, things are getting more and more complex, and some of the effects and different things that developers were able to do were pretty amazing on that system towards the end.
It's kind of wild that Nintendo started this whole thing about, you know, buying retro games, like back on the Wii. You know, obviously it was like the worst store to do that. Like, oh, you want to download a 500 kilobyte ROM? Okay, please wait 25 minutes while Mario does an animation on the screen.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of a weird decision. Like,
and then
you know, no progress bar. It's just wait.
Right. I think I mean 360 is the same generation as Wii, right? Like that they were doing things a little bit better, like
a lot better.
You know, doing the remakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool, and I wish Nintendo had done that, you know, with their games. You know, that was another kind of dream idea. There's probably a Nintendo World Report article that I did about that as well, about like HD remakes. I mean, they kind of did that recently with Mario RPG, but like I envisioned the future where, you know, Nintendo were releasing HD remakes of all of their games, like, you know, every week. You know, obviously that would never happen, you know.
Right.
Not very realistic, but like that's kind of where I hoped they would go. So yeah, I mean, we have the option to either pay $60 for like a HD remake, or just have the original ROM for, you know, just part of the subscription, you know.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm fine with the originals, to be honest. There's not many games where I would pay $60 for a full-on HD remake. Like classic ones.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the earlier games they put on their Super Nintendo service was Stunt Race FX, and that was like my most requested game. I was like, holy shit, they did it. I think wasn't it like the first game on the servers, like on the Super Nintendo? One
of the early ones, because we did a video on that one. We did.
Yeah, I think it was like part of the trailer.
Yeah,
it was like Super Nintendo games are coming to Switch, and like, holy shit, and then Stunt Race FX. I think there's a Reacts video of me in somewhere on the YouTube channel.
Right. Star Fox was in there as well for like that kind of makes sense. If it wasn't in that first initial wave, it was really soon, I think. So
yeah, I think it was. Have kind of vague memories of me going, oh shit, Stunt Race FX.
Right. Yeah. Oh man.
So yeah, that's cool. So looking at the list that you made here, Danny, so NES is the most. They got the most games on the service, 90, 88 or 90. That's crazy. And the least is GBA.
Yeah, I mean, GBA just came out last year, and like the pace they're kind of releasing these things at, like it has kind of slowed down. They were going at a pretty generous clip when they first started doing the NES and the Super Nintendo, and then they've kind of toned it down. Like, for example, with the Genesis or Mega Drive stuff, the last time anything was released was like last June or something weird like that. So Super Nintendo, and then like, you know, in the West, everybody got, you know, those rare games. Not Stunt Race FX. Oh my God, the
Killer Instinct
racing. What's that?
Killer Instinct was on NES. SNES. Yeah,
the racing game. Oh my God.
RC Pro-Am,
and whatever, a couple of different things, right? But Japan did
Snake Island Roll.
Yeah, Japan at that time got Mother 3, but we haven't seen a NES or Super Nintendo release of stuff here since maybe October or something like that. So it's kind of weird. Usually they're pretty good about releasing stuff around the same time, maybe different with what is released, but yeah, the release pace is kind of slowed down. Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Advance has been kind of going at a good clip. N64 has kind of slowed down ever since the end of last year.
Yeah, that is something that Nintendo is famous for. I mean, I think Retronauts, the podcast Retronauts, started because of the Wii Shop Channels
Okay.
releases. I think round about that time. I don't remember the exact timing, but I remember, they had it was a weekly podcast, and every week they would run down. It's like, okay, these are the 5 games that are coming to Wii Shopping Chan Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or something? There's that famous meme, right? The Wii Shop Channel music. Ty knows what I'm talking about.
I've seen it. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, guys, there's only 3 games this week, so yeah, let's check them out. Oh, okay, we don't really know what this one is. Does anyone play this game? And then fast forwards 2 years later, it's like, well, there's one game this week, and it's not a good one. And you could tell each week Retronauts. I think they eventually just cut the news section because they're like, well, there's nothing coming out this week. And the last one we got was 3 weeks ago, and it was a NES game that no one liked,
Yeah.
So yeah, you could see. I mean, if you just listen to all the original Retronauts, you can see the decline of the Wii shopping channel, in real time. It's crazy. And the same thing is happening with Switch.
Exactly. We can see that with the Switch, with the retro releases. I mean, yeah, it's slowed down. They're still doing them just fine, and it's part of a service that is there. So it's like
also they have a finite list of games that they can release. And they have to kind of dish them out as they go, right? It's like, well, we only have like 10 games left that we can release. Like, we have to spread this out.
Right. So like, yeah, with first party games, yeah, absolutely. There is there's a limit on what they can release,
Yeah.
But yeah, third party stuff, I mean, yeah, there is kind of no limit, but then, there kind of is, because are they going to play ball? Are the third party's going to play ball with this? Is it even worth trying to make them do that? I don't know what kind of deals Nintendo has to cut with third parties to do this type of stuff. What type of money is exchanged? And maybe we'll never know.
I mean, some people remember better than me, but I believe in the early days of Wii, it was something like, 3 NES games, 3 Super Nintendo games, and 1 N64 game in 1 week. Like, it was literally like that.
Early 2007 and
yeah,
even going into like 2008, it was pretty good. Like, there were some like bangers, like, hey, cool, this week we get Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario RPG. It's like, wait, what? Jesus. So like, that's cool.
Yoshi's Island or Star Fox was like one of the holdouts. Like, I think I remember, like, games that never got released.
Oh yeah, I think it was maybe the emulator wasn't up to snuff with taking care of.
Yeah, Star Fox 2 is now on Switch, which is something that I never thought we'd see officially. It's cool.
Yeah. So, initially,
sick,
I was. What's that?
Star Fox 2. Yeah.
That was sick. They put that out. Yeah.
Oh, it's wild. Like, if you play it on the Switch, Ty, like the copyright says like 1999/2021, like in the actual ROM. It's like, it's wild.
Yeah,
they actually reprogrammed it. It's crazy.
Initially when Nintendo kind of discontinued their mini consoles and stopped doing that stuff, I was kind of just disappointed. I was like, man, like that was like the last time that you can actually pay money to keep some kind of Nintendo retro thing, which is kind of cool. Like, those systems have some real bangers on them. Like, not even just not only first party stuff, third party stuff too. But then, when they announced the Switch stuff, I was like, okay, well, I can play this on the go. I don't have to hook this up to my TV. And with the Japanese Famicom, the controllers are so tiny, it's awful. But anyways, yeah. Overall, I do think I'm relatively pleased with what Nintendo has done with their retro offerings on the Switch. Yeah, it could be better. Yeah, I get it. We don't own these things, and Nintendo could just take things away, or things can just be taken away from just deals getting broken. Or whatever.
Well, Danny, the thing we have to worry about now is that, I mean, we had a preview of this, like Wii to Wii U. Like, I already mentioned it about 5 minutes ago. You bought Dr. Mario on Wii. You wanted to play it on Wii U, you had to pay like $1.50 or something like that as an upgrade tax.
Yeah.
Like, obviously those days are behind us, and we have this service now. And Nintendo have got a proper online service. They have a proper like username and all that kind of stuff. Will they finally just allow us to just continue onto the new console with all the same services? Or will they do a Nintendo and say, nope, we're back to 0, guys. We're releasing Mario Brothers 1. That's going to be the first game on the system.
I wonder if it's going to be like, yo, who knows what? Well, first of all, it's like, well, that's a whole nother can of worms. Like, what is the Switch, the successor of the Switch going to be? Is it 4K? If that's the case, I could see Nintendo saying, whoa, you want to get the 4K versions of all these classic games, pay us an extra like $10 a month, and you can have the expansion pack or something,
That's right.
I hope not. I think they'll keep the tiers as they are right now, but it's possible they could add another one for some kind of other thing. Yeah,
because they have to think about, well, what's to convince people to switch from the original Switch
right.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah.
For upgrade from the Switch to the Switch 2, there has to be some reason, right? It's like, well, why would I buy the Switch 2? I can just play all the games on my original console. Why? There has to be something, right? So that's going to be the tricky thing. So yeah, good luck to them.
Yeah. Ty, any closing thoughts for you for Nintendo Switch's retro offerings?
I think it needs work, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously online is
brilliant.
Brilliant.
Thanks for the insight, Ty, as always.
Yes. No, I agree. It does need some work. But anyways,
I feel like they could have done more work or grease some more palms to get, some bigger publishers on board with some retro games.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So I hope you like fucking Kid Clown or whatever.
I do.
Yeah. Tonic Trouble. Here we come. I hope so. Okay. Well, anyways, I hope you guys out there enjoyed this little feature. Of course, if you guys have any thoughts about the Nintendo Switch's retro offerings, please be sure to leave us a comment, wherever, and we'll check it out. But that is going to do it for this part. That's going to do it for this part of the show. Right now, we're going to move on to a little bit of Now Playing at the Famicast.com. It's waiting for it. Now Playing at Famicast.com. Lots of stuff going up on the site, YouTube, Patreon, all this type of stuff. And we're here to just tell you just a little bit about that. Like I said just a little bit ago on the show, there are several reviews out for some of like relatively new games that you can check out. If you're into baseball, check out my review for MLB The Show 24. Apparently the game has been like broken for a lot of people after that fact. Like I did not run into any of like people are saying like I can't even open this mode or whatever. And it's like I didn't run into any of this stuff when I was playing it. But okay. Anyways, there's a review for that. There's a review for Macross Shooting Insight, the game that a lot of people are kind of mad about. It's not that bad. And then, there's another game that people are mad about too, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, rightfully so. I released a review last week, right after they updated the game, like their first major update on the Switch. It led to a little bit more people playing, which is kind of nice, but it's still, if you want to play that game online, don't buy it for the Switch. But yeah, and then James is putting right now in the chat, which I'll have listed somewhere, maybe in the on the site article or here in the description box on YouTube. But if you guys want to check out our Famicom Online playlist, you can do that. If you want to see me and James playing through most of the library, at least for the first, most of the good games, at least, you can see that.
Yeah, it's like a mini podcast or a mini game night with just me and Danny trolling each other. Playing games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always forget about that feature on the Switch Online with the right joystick. You can just make it
right, the crap, yeah.
It's like, it's kind of funny.
Good times.
Yeah, but then there's also news and stuff like that on the website. So if you want to check out JAPANews related type of stuff, be sure to check out the Famicast.com. All this and more. That's right. All right. I'll point it over to James first here. James, what do we have? That's right. And Ty, do you?
I don't know if I get too loud. My neighbors are going to bang on the walls, but
okay. You can say it semi-quietly.
Okay. JAPANews.
What is that?
What are you buying? JAPANews.
There it is. Right, folks. It's that time of the show where we talk about the latest and greatest comings and goings of Japan and Nintendo and gaming and all this stuff. Soviet era, Russia, everything. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. And first bit, this is a bit of a guilty pleasure for me, but I was really pleasantly surprised to see Konami unveil a new, you guessed it, baseball game that is not coming out on the Switch, unfortunately.
Wow.
Konami has two baseball series that they run. Obviously there's Power Pro Baseball, the kind of cute, unrealistic type of game that's out there. But they also have another one that it started off as a spinoff from Power Pros, but using kind of like more realistic proportions for the characters and like all that type of stuff. And that's called Pro Baseball Spirits, Professional Baseball Spirits. That's hitting its 20th anniversary, and Power Pros is hitting its 30th this year. But as kind of like a celebration to that, Konami unveiled this new game. They showed up this new engine that they have for this. It's kind of like running in tandem with Unreal Engine and then some kind of proprietary thing that they're doing. And it looks freaking amazing. Like the detail on it is great. They named their engine the e-baseball engine, and quite a bit of level of detail for the character models and stadiums and all that type of stuff too. So I'm really excited about this. It's only coming to PlayStation 5 and Steam. No release date. Baseball season has already started, and Japan has no baseball games on the market, which is kind of weird. But unlike the West, it does seem like Konami, they do a 2-year release cycle with the game, because that's what's kind of funny about their two games that are coming out this year. It's called Baseball Game 2024/2025. So Konami does do this thing, and they stick to supporting this game for 2 years, which is great for baseball fans because, you only have to buy one game for every 2 years, and then Konami can actually work on modes to make the game actually worth buying the next time. Unlike
Brilliant.
Yeah, unlike Western developers where it's like, okay, cool, here's NBA 2K. We changed like one thing, everything else is the same.
Right.
Or there's like, well, we have to change how the game plays. It's like, no, you literally don't have to do that. You're only doing that because that's the only thing you think you need to do. But let this thing fucking cook, But
Also, please give us $70.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I like what Konami does with their baseball games. I think it's awesome, and it's cool yeah. Again, it's only coming to like I said, PlayStation 5 and Steam, which makes me think like, oh my god, do I need to buy a PlayStation 5 now? And I'm seriously thinking about it.
You don't have a PlayStation 5?
I do not. I only got an Xbox. When I bought it, when I bought the Xbox, I specifically thought about this series, and I thought if Konami makes this, there is no way in hell they're going to have an Xbox version, because
what's an Xbox?
Yeah, baseball fans in Japan do not know what an Xbox is, I think. So
not a joke.
Yeah, it's not.
Not a joke. They're literally dumb.
Yeah, but it looks like graphically, it looks fantastic. Lots of great detail to characters and like all that type of stuff. So yeah. Anyways, I needed to say that. I said my piece for baseball this episode. So I could have went to a baseball game today. Actually, my nephew came over. He's like, "Hey man, can I borrow a jersey? I'm going to a ball game." I'm like, yeah, sure. And he's like, "Dude, you want to come?" It's like, "Wow, man, I'm doing a podcast." He's like, "Oh, okay." So that's kind of disappointing. But anyways, yes, yes. Next, James, do you want to hit that bit of news?
All right, it's time for this is more like Danny's game, but I'll read it. Right. Blabbering about baseball for 45 minutes.
Right.
It's time for a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup, and it's on April 5th, which is 2 days from this recording, until April 9th. And the feature will be Princess Peach Showtime. So this is the first Maximus Cup of this year, 2024, and the 39th one overall. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So, get Princess Peach. Has got several costumes. I believe there are 8 costumes in the game. Or is it 8 or 10? I forget.
I'm not sure. I think.
And then one super special one that unlocks after you do all of them, which I won't spoil.
Okay.
So I forgot. Oh, sorry, Danny's got the video on here. Yep. And do you get money for this one, Danny? Is this where you can win actual real cash money if you're number one?
No. Oh, no. I know what you're saying. Like they haven't done one of those for a long
really?
time. Yeah. These are just if you get number one.
You just get one.
I totally forgot about that. Like, yeah, they did. If you maybe it was
Cash
like
money.
accumulative points over the period, you would get some kind of like eShop credit or something like
that. Yeah. I remember you got like 10 actual dollars for being in the top 100 or something like that.
Really, I thought it was more than that, but okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but that was a long time ago. Yeah, they don't do that these days. They make it easier to get into they give you more points now than what they did when they originally did it, because I think they found that people just weren't playing enough to be able to take home these themes, because it could be quite hard sometimes, if you only get 50 top 50, it's like here's 5 points or something, but they've upped that significantly. Second place used to be 50 points, now it's 70. Third to 10th is 50 points or something. So it's they're really generous with that. So if you want one of these themes, it's a lot easier to do now, and you could probably bang it out in about 15 or 20 minutes.
I believe Lemonade got the game, Princess Peach Showtime. Don't know if he has any comments about it. Don't know if he's going to play this Tetris 99. But yeah, cool. There's pink. What more do you want?
Yes, I'm always all for more themes for Tetris 99. So
we didn't. You don't have the results for the last Splatfest, Danny. I think that happened between recordings.
Put it up on a video, and actually it's a side article too for the Japanese one.
I played the Western one, which was not the potato chips. I played the musical instruments one.
Ugh.
And I chose guitar, and guitar was second. I can't remember if it was drums. And what was the other one? Drums, guitar, and keyboard.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
I think maybe drums won. Keyboard was last, I think.
Okay.
And there was actually a new feature in Splatfest. I didn't know this. It's been a while since I played in the Splatfest, but there is little streamer things. Didn't you know about this, Danny? I don't know if you read this out on a news article, but I think maybe if you kill someone or in the last 30 seconds, you get these kind of little streamer things, which you can kind of throw, and it splats a little bit of ink. So it's just kind of like a party popper, kind of to add to the kind of festival atmosphere of Splatfest.
Huh.
I forgot what they're called. They're called fizz bangs or something like that.
Oh yeah,
whiz bangs.
Fizz bangs. I got some of those, and I didn't know what they were. So, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you throw it. It goes quite far, and then it splats a little bit of ink.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can kill people with it, but it definitely splats ink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was where did this come from? That's kind of random. It's cool.
Yeah.
And because I have the DLC, I can actually choose to listen to either the Splatoon 1 idols. I can watch them do the when the Splatfest is on.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch their musical performance, or I can change to Splatoon 2, the Marina and Pearl's performance, or Splatoon 3, the new 3 idols one. So there's actually 3 different performances you can now watch. It's pretty cool.
Okay. I can just put up here the results for the Japanese one. So I did a video talking about this, and this is all the information about it as well. But in terms of which one won, if this is going to load, salted, lightly salted actually ended up taking it, with consomme that did not do so well, but the nori, or the salted seaweed, that came in second place. But now is at the very start of it, it was actually really close between the lightly salted and the seaweed. It was actually the early thing. It was a really close thing.
Yeah. The most popular one, the first one, yeah.
Yeah. But everything was around 33%, that type of deal. And I was like, wow. But then
the truth is revealed. Consomme actually sucks. I can say it.
Official.
There it is. Yeah.
So I've got the Western results, Danny. If you thank you. So I think I was right. So drums got 180 points, guitar got 190, and keyboard got 500. So keyboard was the winner.
Okay.
Guitar, my team was second, and then drums was the losers.
Okay.
So yeah, I got a few shells. I got to like just the first rank. I got a few shells and stuff like that. But Danny, am I right in thinking that this has to be the first Splatfest since the DLC, right?
Yeah, because that the Splatfest before that was right before the DLC, like the weekend before.
Yeah. So this was actually the first one where you can actually watch the Splatoon 2 version of the musical performance, like with Marina and Pearl.
Oh, neat. Okay, I didn't even think
because
about it like
before now that was locked, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I've returned because I've completed the DLC. That plaza has returned to normal. It's gone back to colorful, and all the people have returned. So I can see that.
Cool.
And they're my favorite anyway. Like the Splatoon 2 idols, I think they're the best. Marina's my favorite. So yeah, let's go.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that's actually going to do it for the news. A little bit short today, but let's go ahead and turn things over to Ty, because I think he has some anime trash for us.
Temple Trace.
Oh boy, I have some real treats for you today. We have a delivery from a new site.
Uh-oh.
I have received my first prize from DMM Online Crane, and let me tell you, the box is amazing. Look at it, it's beautiful.
Here comes a new challenger.
Yeah. So let's open it up. I didn't have time to peel off my address labels today, so if you want to dox me, now's the chance.
Yes.
Turn the stream quality all the way up.
Yeah. Well,
way ahead of you.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, turn on the 4K mode. We don't go up that high. Sorry.
Damn. All right, let's see. What do we got? I already know what we have, but let's ham it up. Oh, yes. Yes, the plush toy that my heart truly desires. Let's open it up. You guessed it.
I did.
Anime-chan.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's just a cute little plush. It's Albedo, a recurring character on the trash anime trash segment, because waifu. She has these funny little horns and these little slitted demon eyes. She's adorable.
She's a demon.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Oh yeah, I've got this figure over here in the background. You can kind of see her arm sticking in the frame.
Kind of, yeah. Don't fall.
Teetering on the edge there.
Yeah.
All right.
Might fall.
There you go. All right. So yeah, pretty sweet for my first delivery from DMM Crane. It says congratulations when you win, which is not as fun as prize get.
Right.
It'll have to do.
It would have been better if it was a congratulations get.
Yeah. Yeah, like every site has a different message. And I should put them all in one post. I think I have screen caps of all of them. Yeah, like when the Gigo Crane used to be Goton, it would say Goton. That was fun.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. So this one is from Sega. They also have a cool box. Let's see. Let's see what evil lurks in the hearts of men.
Right.
Okay. They sent me a cute sticker for winning their daily free game. Let's open it up. You know, you've seen a few of these before with their mascot, the little UFO catcher Chan. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. And okay. Let's open this up. It's a little plush 2B.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That game, Nier Automata.
Yes, the game with the butt.
Yeah, right. This is a lot cuter than, well, depends on your taste, I guess. This is a lot
even
more.
got the little beauty spot right there.
Yeah, this is a lot more family friendly version.
Yes, it's very cute.
Yeah.
You might remember I got the cat one last time, I think.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, we're going cute mode today.
Nice.
Right? Nothing horny. just cute little things. All right, let's see. Oh, and I have a rare box from Gigo. I actually won something for free.
Cool.
Again.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's amazing because the chances of that are like astronomical compared to the other sites.
Okay.
Because like I said, I think Gigo is like the worst site right now.
Okay.
It sucks. But I did win another plush albedo with a different expression.
Wow.
So now I have the set.
Perfect.
It's perfect. It's so cute. Look at it.
Yeah, she's sad.
Ooh. All right.
Do you find joy out of people's pain?
I do.
Okay, just asking.
I do. All right. That's why I play fighting games online.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Let's see. What do we got? We got Molly Online. Probably my second favorite site or favorite site. Probably just depending on like how many free tickets I'm getting. Like if you're in Japan, like I would say, your best bets are Capcom and Molly Online. Or if you live in Malaysia or whatever random country that Molly Online also ships to. What do we got? Oh boy, it's another cute uwu plush. Today's
Wow.
the day, boys.
Lots of little cute little plushies today.
Right? Yes. This is Leader. She's the cute little hard hat girl from Nikkei, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. She's also like the most powerful character in the game for like the burst one slot. Basically means you need like you need to build a certain kind of team in that game to be effective. And she's like the best of her kind. So like I wanted to get her. She's always on my team.
Okay. What's her name again?
Leader, like one
Just leader. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She talks like a grandma.
Nice.
She's weird. There's nobody normal in that game.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
All right. What's next? We got Toreva. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Let's see what's going on.
A bowling ball.
A bowling ball, yeah. Just a big old cinder block.
Yeah. This is from some game, sometime.
Do you remember when I got those like Hatsune Miku toy boxes?
Yeah, kind of vaguely.
Like I was targeting getting those for free because they're so heavy, and I wanted to like drain Toriba of its its funds by making them ship me like heavy bullshit for free when I was much less happy with the website. Yes, it's here. Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Otto was playing the crane game and he really wanted the lobster harmonica?
Yeah, it's the bowling team episode.
Yes, definitely a banger. Well, guess what? I have a giant fucking lobster now.
Nice.
Is that like plastic?
Yeah, I think let's open it up. Let's have a look. This is a big boy.
Yeah, it's like a realistic looking lobster.
No, it's actually a real lobster. I'm gonna cook it up. No, it's plastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
America Zarigani.
Zarigani, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's like crawfish or something, but
yeah, is it a giant crawfish? Like this is a big boy. They don't get this big.
I would not want to mess with that crawfish.
Don't you mean crawdad?
Some people call them that.
Yep,
Crawdad
that's
crawfish.
right.
Yeah.
I see you've been studying your American. All right, so where am I gonna put this guy? It doesn't exactly stack with my boxes, but let's put him with this stuff over here for now. Yeah, that's sick. I'll post the replay of me getting that in the Discord because the machine I got it out of was equally insane.
Okay.
It was like just a ball blender that like I played once to see how it would work, and I just randomly won. It was great. All right, and there's one more thing in the box. Okay, the fun train has ended. It's time to get horny once again.
Shion.
Yeah, you've seen this character before from that slime anime. She's
Have
got yeah, I got I think I have a figure opened up over here. It's
Okay.
been a while, but the show is like The Time I Was a Slime. What's the title? The Time I Was Reborn as a Slime?
Oh,
Reincarnated. Yeah, it's that one.
okay.
So here's the figure I got a while back. She's got a horn on her head and she's got the big booba.
Yeah.
There you go.
Purple
So
hair.
now there's a funny hoodie version.
Okay. Okay.
This is actually a set with another figure I got a while ago. Do you remember another character in a hoodie?
Kind of.
Kind of a wolf girl or something.
Yeah. It was a couple, maybe
Yeah.
last episode or the episode before that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the set.
Okay.
I have it somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's right. We're exploring the lore here. We're getting into deep lore.
Right.
Okay, so that's that Toriba box. What's left? Okay, I think it's one more box, and it's big.
Okay. Limited says he says I approve of this hoodie figure.
Right? I've never seen that show, but like that character looks really cool. So like I always try to snag her figures. Right? Never actually watch an anime.
Right. It's like Earthbound. It's like Earthbound fans, right?
Yeah. Excited to play it for the first time. Well, I have seen a little bit of Overlord.
Okay.
And I did fucking watch Sword Art Online.
Isn't that where the second season that really no?
Yeah.
It really picks up. It really that's where it gets better.
Okay, all right. So we have a big box of figures here. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Let me put this down for a second. Okay. Here we go. All right, time for a normal figure. All right, it's Vegeta doing my favorite move in Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Ooh, cool.
The elbow.
Nice. And that's like OG Vegeta from like the very like when he's fighting like before Frieza and like all that stuff too. That's awesome.
Yeah. This is like OG Vegeta with the armor.
The shoulder pad armor too. That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and he's really fun to play in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'll tell you. So yeah, that's kind of what caught my mind. Like you could do that exact move in the game.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty good. Yeah, like most of the moves in the game, they're all grabbed from like the panels in the manga or just frames from the anime.
Oh, cool.
Like I saw some pretty funny videos of guys doing like the exact combos like they would do in the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right, what's next? Okay. All right. One more non-horny figure before we go into horny hell. Lock the door. Mom, don't come in. Okay. Here we go. I have this One Piece figure.
Okay.
This one's been in the machines for a while, and I've like just kind of poked at it. Like it looks cool.
She's playing as Shamisen?
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. One Piece. Yes, I have the Grand Line Lady extra. Komurasaki. Yep.
Sure.
Here we go. This is kind of heavy. It's yeah. It
looks like a quality figure.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Like from this picture.
Yeah, lots of detail on that too. Yeah,
very, very detailed. Yeah.
Yeah, the colors. It's almost like Easter colored, almost in a sense. Like really a lot of pastels and stuff like that. Eh?
Yeah. I mean, look at all. Yeah, look at the little doodads and things on here. This is a nice looking figure.
Yeah.
And it's been in the machines for quite a while, so I just happened to finally get it.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Let's put this somewhere. Okay. All right. Now here come the naked girls. All right. Here you go. Mom, don't come in.
Right.
This character suddenly has like a whole bunch of figures.
So what is this character?
I don't know. I've never seen this show.
Okay. Sega markings on it, so Sega's producing this figure or whatever. But
yeah, it's part of the Luminasta series.
Okay. Gosh.
Yep. Yeah. She's taking off her clothes.
Yeah, literally. It's not a joke.
There you go. Somebody knows what this is.
Yeah.
Don't come in, Mom.
Yeah, don't. Mom.
Mom. Don't come in.
I locked the door for a reason.
They're not action figures, Mom. They're figures.
Right. Lemonade. Nice.
Nice. All right, last one. Here we go. Classic, all-time banger. It's her.
Lum.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's right. Yeah, fancy new figure. There's actually 2 colors, but like I have like the original flavor.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of my friends from like forums, like Jesus, 15, 20 years ago, he's really in, I think that's where we met. Anyways, like he always posts about Lum and Urusai Yatsura.
Lum posting.
Yeah, that show. Like I've never seen it ever.
You should watch the British dub.
I think I might have seen some clips like on Twitter.
Yeah, I maybe I shared it in the Discord once.
Maybe like I've seen it somewhere online, and this is like, yeah, I remember.
It's so good.
Wild.
It's so good. Yeah. All right, so I think that concludes the anime trash. Yep, no loose boxes around.
Okay.
All right, we're in there. There's more stuff on the way, of course. Like I got another fucking Easter figure that didn't arrive in time for Easter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's actually my fault. I didn't ship it fast enough, but yeah. All right, that's anime trash. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Okay. What we got up next, Ty?
Let's see. Out of the trash box into the trash bag.
Sure.
All right then. I forgot the music started with the Fukubukuro of Fabulousness, but that music does indicate it's time to open your wallets up because we're buying some games at some cheap prices. Fukubukuro, it's a lucky bag. So today I think last time we did it was quite successful actually. The most discounted games ever. There's no real like price limit or anything, but these are all good games. For incredibly cheap prices. If you know of these games and you played them and you like them, let us know. And so other people can buy them at way less than what you paid. So I wanted to start with this one. Dead Cells DLC. There's a Castlevania DLC. I don't know if you guys know that for Dead Cells. Dead Cells is great, by the way.
Yeah. Right.
I played it when it was on Nintendo Game Pass.
Okay.
And I really liked it. I played the shit out of it, and I got through it like quite a few times. It's a roguelike, I guess. But this Castlevania DLC is $8, 20% off right now. And the next one, I don't know if Ty knows this one. Cat Girl Without Salad.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I think I've seen it on sale on Xbox a bunch of times, and I've looked at it and decided no.
Oh, okay. It's not that good. Okay, that's a good name though. It's $3.43 at the moment.
All right.
So let me see. The other one I wanted to look at. Oh, this one. So did you guys know there was like a Ghostbusters game called Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed?
No.
It's like a first-person Ghostbusters game.
Interesting.
When was it released?
Let's have a look. The release date on Switch was October 19th last year. So quite kind of semi-recently.
Okay.
Same for Xbox and from PlayStation.
Okay.
But yeah, this is like a legit Ghostbusters game.
Huh.
The officially licensed. I don't know if it's based on like another game engine or something, but it's like first person game.
Yo, that looks exactly like the same UI and graphics engine as State of Decay.
There you go. Is it State of Decay first person?
No.
Okay, yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's like a 4-player online Ghostbusters game.
Co-op type of deal?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Looks really cool. And it's currently on sale for $12.99. Seems like a good deal for an officially licensed Ghostbusters game. Yeah, it's usually $20, so it's not like a full price game anyway. So yeah, check that out if you want a first person Ghostbusters game.
It's made by Ilphonic. Okay.
What do they do, or what have they done?
Let's see. They did the Friday the 13th game, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one that's getting shut down, right?
Yeah.
I thought you would say Phantasmaphobia or something because it's like a first-person ghost game.
No.
It's not, though.
And they're also doing the upcoming Killer Clowns from Outer Space game.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
And
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So I guess they do asymmetrical games mostly.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
can you play as the ghost in this? Is that a thing?
Should we read the description?
Yeah, let's.
Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed Ecto Edition will includes all four of the DLC drops from 2023. It's a fun multiplayer game, perfect for all skill levels. 4 proton pack wielding Ghostbusters attempt to catch a ghost, haunting unique locations in asymmetrical multiplayer battles.
There it is.
Online or
4v1.
offline.
Okay.
As players progress, they will unlock cosmetics, upgrades for Ghostbusters and the ghosts. So yeah, I guess you do play as the ghosts.
Huh.
Yep.
So yeah. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, 4v1 kind of vibe, right?
Okay. So it's DVD, Friday the 13th is that type of thing, just with the Ghostbusters license. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 35% off right now. It's less than 13 bucks. Give it a shot. I don't know if that's on the Japanese store. I have a feeling it's not.
I don't remember seeing that anywhere. So maybe that's why I didn't notice it or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of those things are like that. Yeah,
sure.
Like Western movie licenses are. Yes.
Sometimes you'll be surprised, but
sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Grounded, which was kind of part of the Direct recently. Like we were kind of predicting it, and then it happened.
Right.
It's it's only 20% off. Well, it's kind of brand new, right? It's down to $32 right now.
Okay.
And down from 40. You know, like I said, it's a brand new game. Persona 3 Portable is $12, down from 20. A lot of people like that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is $16.74 right now.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
Hey, don't skip Grounded.
Yeah, he did.
We just I didn't
mention
skip
it. Okay.
that.
All right. I guess I wasn't listening.
That's right. It's not that good then. So there was another couple of games I wanted to mention. Big ones. When I see it, I'll see it. Jackbox Party 10 is $20.99, down from $35. Lowest price it's ever been. The Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap is $6, down from 20. That seems like a good deal. And Slime Rancher, Plortable Edition, I like that, is $9.99, down from 25. All of the Trine games are on sale, 1 to 4. And 9 Parchments, which I believe is like the same creator, I could be wrong. Developers. Yeah. Serious Sam Collection is $9 right now.
Let's go.
Down from 30. Yeah, that's a good 70% off. So I don't know how many games are in there. Do you know, Tides? How many Serious Sam games are in there? Is it just 2?
No, there are a lot, aren't there? I don't know.
Should we click in and have a look?
Yeah, why not?
This game is ridiculous. It's just about mindless shooting stuff, and like weird enemies and stuff.
It rules, actually.
It's ridiculous. It's like the comedy version of Doom, I guess.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but it's fun. Yeah, I had this back on the PC back in the day. Original Serious Sam.
Yeah.
Persona 4. Sorry?
Ultimax. That's the fighting game. That's like the newer version of it.
This one, Persona 4 Ultimax, is a fighting game. Okay.
Yeah, that's the fighting game. It's quite nice, made by Arc System Works.
There you go. Good deal as well. $9, down from 30.
Yeah.
So get on
sometime I want to show Danny the baseball guy.
Okay.
In that game.
Okay.
like he plays the game, but he also has to like kind of abide by all the rules of baseball.
That's
so he's like kind of the most complicated character ever.
That sounds actually kind of awesome.
I think you'd have a lot of fun with it. I think you would enjoy it.
Huh.
The Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 is $30 down from 60, so it's half off.
Wow,
So
that's fast.
$30 for 3 Metal Gear games.
And the extra
that's a sick deal.
bonus
That
stuff
seems-
too, like
yeah.
the MSX versions of the old ass game Famicom stuff too, NES.
Yeah, I doubt it's going to be 3,000 yen in Japan. It's probably still full price.
Yeah.
It's probably like 9,000 yen or something.
It might be a spring sale.
Right.
It might be like 4,000 yen or something.
100 yen off, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, don't skip Disco Elysium.
Oh yeah, that was the one. Yes, thank you, Ty. I did skip it. I was looking for it. There it is. Disco Elysium, the final cut, is $12, down from 40.
So good.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to end on, because Ty talked about that a few episodes ago.
It's so
obviously
good.
Incredibly good. Lots of awards. Incredibly funny.
Yes.
And
In fact, I have like a Disco Elysium picture as my placeholder today, just by coincidence.
Nice.
Let me stop my camera. Yeah, there you go.
Here, I'll put Ty full screen for a second, just so you can see. There. Okay, nice.
It's an anime chan with the main character's face.
Okay, so it's gone now. That's okay. Okay.
nice. So yeah, Disco Elysium. If you want to get it, it's $12.
Yeah.
And it's the lowest price it's ever been. So yeah, own it.
Yep.
So yeah, Metal Gear, Disco Elysium, Persona fighting game for incredibly low prices. Some good deals out there, guys. Own it.
Yep. Cool.
Right then.
All right.
I think we're done.
Yes. Before we close up the show, I wanted to get to a little bit of feedback from you guys. And if you guys do have any feedback, anything you want to say about the show, of course, too, if you're watching on YouTube, leave us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. If you hate it, leave us a thumbs down. I don't care. But if you have any honest questions or comments, something like that, if you're watching on YouTube, you can leave the comments down below. You can leave a comment on our website in the site article. You can send us an email at thefamicast@gmail.com, and you can have your stuff read out on the air like these guys. Today, John Cario had made a couple of comments on a couple of different videos, but I wanted to just talk about one of those here that he said. And so talking about the Star Wars Battlefront Collection or Battlefront Classic Collection, he said, the most perplexing thing about this game's remaster has to be its file size. It went from 7 gigabytes to at least 50 gigabytes, 7 times the original size of the game for the Steam version. How does that even happen? And yeah, it is pretty crazy. Even the Switch version of it, it's a pretty big download as well. It's like a 33 gigabyte download or something like that, which is kind of insane. I don't know how that stuff works, uncompressed files or something like that. I mentioned to him, and you can kind of see it there too. The game does feature or does have a lot of video clips in it and stuff like that. And some of them did appear to be up-resed. So I don't know if that had to do with it. Textures. Well, some of the textures don't look that good. But I mean, yeah, they did do a lot of texture upgrades and stuff like that as well, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know if the game supports 4K on PC and higher end consoles. Obviously, it doesn't do that on Switch. But yeah. Anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting that he brought that up. I mean, other than that, it's a lot of other people man, the graphics look like shit on the Switch, talking about MLB The Show 24, and it's you're not wrong. It does look pretty damn bad. A lot of stuff like that. For the Macross review, Bruce said hey, this reminds me of one of my favorite PS1 shooters, Einhander. I don't remember the
Einhander.
Yeah. But V for Vendetta 13, again, talking about Macross shooting inside, he said, honestly, this is the weakest Macross game to date. The Nintendo 8-bit on Famicom was a better game. And maybe it was. I never played it.
Sounds like someone bad at shmups.
Yeah, so a lot of people, we talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but a lot of people are really disappointed with this game because it's not some kind of grandiose adventure, open world. It's basically just not what they want. And it's well, I don't know what to tell you.
Real man's game.
Yeah, so it's okay. Yes, I I had fun with it. Is it perfect? No, but if you're looking for something that's like just a cool shmup with a cool license, yeah, that's cool. One thing I think that would have been cool that somebody brought up in like maybe those comments before too. It's like it would have been cool if you could change your craft at will, but that would not work with the game's design because the stages are very specifically designed. Like this is a vertical shooter, this is horizontal, this is free range. It just would not work with how they kind of did it.
How many gigabytes was that baseball game, Danny? 50?
Fuck, man, it's like 50.
How many gigabytes do you think the entirety of Princess Peach Showtime is?
Probably it's like 3.
That's Ty, you want to go higher or lower? Princess Peach Showtime, the full game.
I'll go a little higher.
Say 3.7.
3.7 gigabytes, and Ty goes for.
I'm gonna go with 6.
6 gigabytes. The entire game is 4.66 gigabytes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. It's probably less than the save file data for that baseball game.
Probably. Yeah, those sports game save files can get really crazy.
Like one custom character, 8 gigs.
Yeah, right. Like it is kind of crazy. Yeah, those if you buy sports games on the Switch, it's going to be bad. We had a comment on the YouTube. It's probably a kid. He's like, "Man, I had a 64 gigabyte SD card, and I got like NBA 2K24. It's like I got NBA 2K24, and I can't down. It doesn't fit." And it's like, "Well, sorry, kid. Like you got to get a new SD card." Like it sucks.
Get good, kid.
Pretty much.
Buying bigger memory cards.
Right. Anyway, those are just a few things I wanted to bring up. So that is actually going to close out the show. Before we close out things properly here, we're going to go ahead and give you guys our social media handles. And if you want to find us, you can do that. You can find me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. Tyrone, where can the folks find you?
Twitter, Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
You might even catch me on Mastodon. Discord's the most fun way.
Sure. Okay. Jay-Z? JC, not Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. I don't mind being confused with Jay-Z.
You guys look alike. I mean, so sorry.
Over.
Yeah.
I'm at Family Complicated on Blue Sky exclusively. Please delete your Twitter account and go to Blue Sky. Thanks very much.
Yes. On that note, like, I don't know, man. Like, I use Blue Sky sometimes, and I don't. Maybe I'm just not using it right because, like, I don't. There's not a lot going on. Is it just me?
Did I mention that the Japan users have started to go to Blue Sky now?
Yeah, but like who? Sakurai and stuff like
that.
But
Final Fantasy people. Yeah.
The kind of thing that you don't get on Blue Sky, which kind of sucks. Like, there's not a lot of like. Obviously, for me, I like sports. There's not a lot of like sports teams and stuff like that. They're on there.
Yeah, there's no video support yet. That's what's killing me.
Yeah, there's not a lot of big video game companies on there too, which kind of sucks.
Well, yeah, because there's no ads on Blue Sky.
Yeah. So like,
if there's no ads, why would like big brands go on there? Yeah. Like they can't sell you stuff.
Yeah, sometimes for announcements for Nintendo and stuff like that. That's why I stick to Twitter to like check out that stuff or just refresh their website. Which Nintendo's website is actually very good. Their Japanese website. I've said this many times. It's chef's kiss. It's great.
Yeah, if you like Nazis and ads, stick on Twitter. Yes. If you don't like Nazis and ads, go to Blue Sky.
Perfect. Yep. I love Nazis, so I'm in the right place.
I'm also missing DMs. DMs would be nice on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
But Discord is also like the best for DMs anyway. So like, who gives a shit, right? Sure. Use a real messaging app.
Right. Facebook Messenger. Got it. Actually, I do use that to contact family.
Pros use 2 Discord accounts and they use their DMs as like file storage.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for the show. Obviously, Ty and James, thank you guys for joining me on this journey. And we will be back in 2 weeks for another episode. And then after that, we're going to take a bit of a short break for Golden Week. But yeah, hope you guys out there are having fun with your games and all that type of stuff. Have had good Easter, I guess. And April Fools and all that other shit. So anyways, that is going to do it for the show. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
Boys.
Nice.